This is a very short video on breathing, on the breath, or pranayama as it's called in yoga. So quite often people do not breathe correctly. What they tend to do is when they inhale, they tend to bring the diaphragm up and breathe upwards, more of a... And this big muscle of the diaphragm here, if it comes up, it means your lungs can't expand fully. So in the video that follows my little talk to you now, you will see that when I'm lying flat, it's very easy to see how I'm inflating my lungs fully. And we call this belly breath. And so if you put your hands on your belly and you feel, instead of breathing up and into your chest, that you take a lovely deep breath in and you almost want to make your hands expand out on your belly, that is a perfect way to ensure that you're sufficiently inhaling. With your left hand on your solar plexus and your right hand on your belly, when you inhale, what you're hoping to do is to increase the volume under your right hand. So you're really breathing into all of your lung space, not just the top of your lungs. So as I take an inhale, watch the right hand rise. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's the correct way to increase your lung capacity and breathe fully into all of your lung space. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to breathe upwards and you're going to bring your diaphragm further up and the lower part of your lungs will not fully inflate. So now I'm going to do it the wrong way. Inhale. Exhale. This is the wrong way. You can see the diaphragm, that big muscle is pulling up, which means you cannot fill the whole of your lungs up. And once more, the correct way. Inhale. And exhale. Practice this at home until you can really feel that you're filling up all of your lungs. Just remember, put your hand on your belly, check it out. It should be like you could blow up and inflate a little balloon. So I'm going to do it sitting here, but it will be more obvious when you look at the video lying down. So my inhale should not be a with my hands going in. My inhale should be a with the hands going out. And in fact, when you exhale, your belly button goes a little bit towards your spine because you're emptying your lungs fully. To calm down the nervous system, or if somebody is anxious, and anxiety is incredibly common, then there's a huge benefit for learning how to control your breath, especially how to fill your lungs up adequately and how to control your breathing, your inhales and your exhales. Because when you become really anxious, or one becomes really anxious, it's actually really hard to breathe. You end up breathing up here. It's more of a it's really hard to get your breath. So practicing your breathing is brilliant, and also we use the breath a lot when we are doing our asanas or our movements. So the inhaling is quite often when we're expanding and we're bringing our hands up to the earth. It's a kind of opening, but it's not an opening, it's not a tension, it's more of a like filling up with kind of with everything, with joy, with whatever you want to call it, that feels good. And the exhalation, normally our exhalations in our asanas are either when we do a twist. So if I was to do a twist to one side now and to put my hand here and wanted to twist behind, I would inhale here and exhale as I twist. And whenever we have something where we are doing an inversion, or we fold forward or we twist, so if I was to fold forward now, I would inhale, and as I fold forward, I would exhale. I would inhale to come up. So, inhalations when we're opening up or when we're coming back up to something, exhalations when we're folding or when we're twisting. Also, if we ever have to do a movement where we twist, which means we're going to be moving our spine, it's a really good idea to lengthen before you turn. I will try and remind you in the videos about that, but it just occurred to me now, and I thought I would put this in. And that's because if you imagine your vertebrae, if you can increase your length a little bit, you can't really stretch your vertebrae out, but if you imagine if you're loading them heavily and then you're twisting, it's a little bit more difficult and not as good for your vertebrae. So if you're as tall as you can be when you make your twist, then it's got to be a lot easier than dumping down and trying to twist around. So calming the breath is really essential for getting rid of anxiety symptoms, and slowing the inhalation down and making it longer, the exhalation down and making it longer than the inhalation has an added benefit. So if I was to breathe in for 4, I would try and breathe out for 6 or 8. So you might want to have a go and practice this with me. So I'm going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm going to do it without counting in, and let's just do 3 rounds of this together. So 3 inhales and 3 exhales. Inhale for 4, out for 8 if you can, but if not, go for 6. So exhale and empty the lungs, and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And the last one, inhale. Exhale. And rest. There will be another type of breath that you'll use mainly in your yoga. So unless I tell you to breathe out of your mouth, most of the yoga will be done by breathing in and out through the nose. And if you could hear, you could probably hear my breath because there's a microphone here. But if we breathe normally out of our mouth, and I do now, I don't think you'll hear very much. But what I was doing is I was using Ujjayi breath, which is also called ocean breath, where you just slightly constrict the back of your throat so it makes a little bit of noise. And this helps with the exhalations. If you want to exhale and bring it down slowly. It's a bit like a lift dropping down for different floors, or an elevator dropping down different floors. So the Ujjayi breath, if you want to practice that with me, I'll do it again so you can hear it clearly. It's through the nose. And you can see why they call it ocean breath, but also called Ujjayi breath. I will help you and try to help you and guide you in the videos when to breathe sometimes, but if I'm not guiding you, then breathe in and out through your nose, and you will learn as you go along, and you connect up some of the asanas with the breath, and then it becomes a little bit like it is when you drive a car. You don't think about it, you kind of you get into gear, and you can put your foot on the clutch, and you don't have to think how you're doing these things. It becomes a little bit automatic, but in the beginning it's not going to be 100% right every time. It doesn't matter. We're all on a learning curve with this. I'm on a learning curve producing these videos, and you may well be on a learning curve engaging with these videos. If you are someone who has yoga in your life anyway, then I invite you to try and find something a little different, a little special. Tap into maybe a part of your body or your breathing or something, just to find that little extra while we're on the mat together that maybe you might not find if you're doing a very quick asana practice, or a type of or yin yoga when you're in one position for some length of time. So anyway, I hope this has been informative, and I'll see you back on the mat.